Hi, everybody. Welcome to Indigo Chameleon. It is Tabletop Tuesday, and we are playing some Dungeons and Dragons. Welcome to the world of wonder. Like I said, I'm your good buddy Scribe. I'm the DM for this ragtag bunch of adventurers. Before we get started, we're going to jump into some announcements. We have a lot of stuff going on here at Indigo Chameleon. So tonight is our game of wonder and our 5th edition D&D game. Thursday is going to be another edition of D&D 101, where we take some noobs and we put them through the ringer. Hey, what's up, noob? We put them through the ringer and we teach them how to play D&D, so they can answer the age-old question: How are you D&D? So stay tuned for another brand new adventure. Art is amazing, and I will continue to use art in future adventures, but no more. We must forge new ground and new territory. So this week's D&D 101 will be a brand new adventure for a brand new set of heroes that are brand new to the game. So please, on Thursday, tune in and help support the neobs. Friday, we have an amazing charity stream happening here on Indigo Chameleon that we are doing in tandem with the Small Terrible Dragonborns, or the STDs. I love it. So we are going to be doing a charity stream. What that means is I will be taking a group of level 14 heroes and leading them through the amazing module written by Gary Gygax himself, The Tomb of Horrors. Where one of them, they gonna die. Aquarius, you gonna die twice. So you'll have to tune in and pay attention to that. Oh, and what's that you say? We're going to be donating to charity? Well, thanks to our good friend Meowadith, we have something to debut. We have the first of our very first batch of stickers. Sparkly Karma.
It's so shiny.
I love it.
So thank you, Meowadith. I don't know if you're watching or hopefully you are, but everybody do heart hands for Meowadith, please.
Yay.
Do it. Your DM said
And we'll put pictures up on the Discord because I realized with those lights, the silver sparkly.
Silver sparkly.
But it's really, really, really pretty.
But we will take some pictures of those and get them out to you today. Are we prepped for a contest? Do we need to wait till next week to do a contest?
I can prep right now.
We're going to prep for a contest, folks. We have another dice giveaway that we're going to be doing, but stay tuned. We will release the information and the word you need to type in at the very end. So after intermission, stay tuned, and we'll let you know what word you need to type in to win a brand new set of dice from Critical Dice. This is an amazing blue swirl. I will also take a picture and post it in the Discord. It is one of the most beautiful sets of dice I've ever seen in my entire life. It's very pretty. It's got the blue swirl in it. Would you like to see?
I see pretty.
We have audience members now. The show was filmed in front of a live studio audience. So thank you, Critical Dice, for everything that you've done. If you donate $5 during our charity stream, we're going to try to send a sticker your way until we run out. So hopefully we run out within the first 10 minutes because the Trevor Project is an amazing charity. You're going to want to tune in for that. Sunday, like every Sunday, is game night, so you can tune in for that, and we'll have something going on. Stay tuned to the Discord as things are about to get shook up. For those of you that tuned in to the holiday special and learned of all the brand new campaigns and exciting events that were happening here on Indigo. So where you can Indigo connect with fellow nerds of the highest caliber and play games with us and hang out with us in Blood and Bourbon on the Discord, or hopefully do a Talking Heads one-shot with us. No matter where you live in the country, you can play Dungeons and Dragons. How are you D&D?
We are totally set up for a contest.
All right. Since we are set up for tonight's contest, the word, you want to have them type in? Oh, can we have them type in a word right now?
You tell me what word.
So the word you...
I can add it in now.
The word you are going to type in is shop. S-H-O-P. Shop. You're going to type that word in one time. You got to be over 18. You got to live in the continental United States. Unless you're call sign Scarecrow, you get a pass. But everyone else, please, you get to type in the word shop one time. Don't type it in more than once or you will be disqualified for the contest. I think that brings us current with our announcements. When last we left our adventurers, we had sort of an epic adventure last week where some of our adventurers played a game called the Suffering Game. It was not pleasant at all. Some of them had to sacrifice parts of themselves where they were unaware of whether they would get them back. Be it fingers, or fond memories, or proficiencies or age, years of their life stripped away from them. But then they discovered that it was all a game and all a misunderstanding. They met a brand new party member that they hung out with for a little bit, who was devilishly handsome, beautiful blue skin, and a bit of a rogue, a bit of a scoundrel. What I'm talking about.
Hot under the collar?
Yes,
Me too.
yes.
That's
Oh my
weird.
goodness. Azer took with him, tried to steal the cloak, the caterpillar's cloak. Almost got away with it too, if it wasn't for you rotten kids and your parkour. And flying mimic babies. But at the end of the day, Jamie got what he wanted. You guys all made it out safely until right as everyone was about to disappear back home to take a long rest. This devilish rogue showed the golden dragon scale that once belonged to Thoe, which don't belong to her no more. So she does not have it anymore. So that brings us up to date. Heroes, you have gone home, you have checked in with Bambi, you have taken a long rest for the evening, and we find ourselves up and about the next morning. I feel bad. The DM feels bad. I know y'all wanted a shopping episode. I feel real bad because I took it away from you last time. Here's the deal. Shopping episodes, I'm not in faith. You should know this about me going forward. I'm going to put myself out there. So you guys get a shopping episode. That's the good news. It's going to be my version of a shopping episode.
Work.
Okay? So, as you all get ready for the day, unless you have any sort of pressing matters to take care of, I will send you right into the sort of world in which you go forth. I'm taking you back to the mouth. For those of you that are aware, the mouth is a sort of portion of the city that's right before you enter into the fronts of the gate, Red Keep. Some of you were walking around a particular portion of the mouth, which is known as the Bazaar Bazaar. The Bazaar Bazaar is a collection of tents and shops and people yelling at you and antiquities and potions and things of that sort of flying amidst and people bartering and yelling and trading back and forth to one another. So, heroes, you find yourself at the Bazaar Bazaar. Your spells are back, your health is back because you've all taken a long rest. What would you like to do?
So right now she's kind of just walking around, nothing catching her eye, but also kind of making sure they're all good. So she'd probably be in the back of the group, just making her way downtown, walking past.
Are you guys sticking together is the only thing that I need to know. Is everybody sort of going their separate ways?
Probably not.
No.
I'll stick together.
Love that.
Yeah.
Everybody sticks together. Everybody sticks
Yeah.
together. You sort of walk around, and are you looking for anything in particular as you sort of navigate the Bazaar Bazaar?
Right now she just wishes she's not seen, so she's looking for anything to cover up with, disguise herself.
So you're looking to... okay, are you using any magic to do that, or are you just sort of taking clothes and sort of draping them over you? And
She's kind of trying to find something that makes her look not so distinguishable.
were you doing that at home, or are you doing that now at the Bazaar Bazaar?
Now it's kicking in. Like,
Okay,
oh crap, we're here again. And
Crap, yeah, I forgot. So give me an investigation check as you sort of scope around to the different areas and are looking for something to help disguise you.
8.
There's a lot of stuff, man. No, you look around and honestly, there are people kind of screaming at you. I don't know if you guys have ever been to one of those places where you're constantly trying to get fish to come forward, and there are people offering to sell you scarves and navigating the Bazaar Bazaar, which seems to be constantly changing and has a language and sort of ebb and flow of its own. So you're searching around. You could throw together something, I would say, for a few silver pieces. You could buy some clothes if you're going drab. A plain gray cloak would probably cost you no more than 5 silver pieces, depending on how in depth with this disguise. If you're looking for a disguise of magical means, that's going to be something different. Is that what you're sort of?
Yeah, well, because she can feel like she's gonna be here a while. Like, they're gonna keep coming back here. They're gonna have to keep showing their faces. So she wants something that might help her change her face each time. Something easy, something that is like she can keep on her at all times.
A lot of the tents seem very crowded and busy. Is anybody helping Dave with this, sort of looking around and trying to harm you?
Of course.
Yeah, give me an investigation check too, Grim, as you sort of help your...
That's going to be a 13.
Okay, you guys are looking around and everybody's sort of paying attention to the certain areas. Certain things probably catch your eye that don't catch everyone else's.
Yeah.
And are you...
I want to look around and see if there are any guards of any kind nearby so I can do a little shopping of my own.
Give me a perception check.
It's not stealing if I can see
You
it.
have 1,000 gold.
12.
It's hard to distinguish. You do see the occasional guard sort of walk through. They usually come in pairs.
Okay.
And you see, instead of the insignia of the spade, which you are normally used to seeing, because you are closer to the castle, you're noticing a heart insignia, because you are close to the Red Keep. But you're noticing guards that will walk through occasionally. You'll see like matched pairs of 7 and 8. After a while, 3 and 4 sort of walk by, and you seem to start looking and finding sort of perimeter checks as the numbered guards sort of peruse, but honestly, they're not really paying that much attention as people sort of walk about. You notice with your 13, you're sort of looking at the different shops and stuff. The tents seem pretty crowded. The vendors tend to have their audience. There is one tent that's not getting any traffic. It's near sort of the end of a group of people. It is a red and blue tent, and you see these signs that are up top, and people tend to look at the sign and shake their head and walk past.
And do I recognize like the writing on it is the same?
Sure, yeah, it's common. It's got these signs that's touting magical items like you've never seen, weapons that will awe and amaze, and it says the wise man's. But somebody has painted over that in red, and it just says Dimitri's in red. But they didn't even like paint it white first. It just says Dimitri's written on this end. And people tend to look at it, and one almost goes in and stops and like shakes his head and goes the other way.
So, as I hope to make your day.
Okay, I'm upset because
You
people do this
have
to me in real
DM
life.
disadvantage.
People do this to me in real life.
Now, see, we can go into Demetrius. It doesn't seem like there's an awful lot of people going in and out, which would be fantastic because people won't be seen to go in. Go take a look.
After you, dear.
Oh, well done. All right. So, we're making our way into.
Wait, we're calling each other dear now?
No,
Is this-
sweetheart,
is this
sweetheart.
something-
No.
Is there something you two want to tell us?
She can.
I mean, other than the fact that you've kind of moved in together.
Well,
It's a rumpus.
don't tell us as a child.
I'm sorry. It's
It might be.
I am not a child.
exercise.
I know, but
Wow.
okay. So
Okay.
here's the thing.
So-
when a man and a woman find each other attractive, sometimes what they need to do is they just get a little.
Okay, I'm done now. I don't have any
They
more
let the
questions.
beast out.
So we need to find somebody to help protect our house. Do you think there's? You know what?
Yours?
Let's just go in there.
Magical items.
Figure
There's
it out
most
and
likely
move
a
on.
magical
Of course,
person.
of course.
Right.
That is true.
You walk in to the tent, I imagine, and as you do, you find that much like a lot of the tents that you've discovered or places that you've discovered, here at the Bazaar, it's a little bigger on the inside. It is a faded tent. Behind it is one sort of lone counter. You believe that you hear faint elevator music coming in from speakers unknown. And there is a man sitting at this counter. I'd like to welcome back Magna to the show. Thank you. Who has just decided he's going to play every NPC.
That's okay. Really?
What does this gentleman behind the counter look like?
Dimitri is human, so like about 5'11", 6 foot tall, average build, short brown hair, average clothing. He's the picture of average.
So Dimitri, the plain looking sort of average man, you notice him sort of lackadaisical, has a coin, and I imagine like spinning the coin and seeing if he can move. But then all of a sudden, as the coin falls, you look up, Dimitri, and see 5 individuals that have stumbled into your establishment.
What a lovely looking coin you have there.
It really is.
And how are you today, my good sir?
I'm Will. How are you?
I'm doing very well. My friends and I are here cruising your goods.
Cruise away.
Oh. Are you looking for anything, dear?
Yes. Weird question, but you wouldn't have to happen to have one thing that could be multiple things, such as a disguise, clothing, change all of this. I'm very fond of this. I love this very
It is
dearly.
lovely.
Thank you. I appreciate
But I don't know why
that.
you
See,
want
you
to
never
change.
say that.
You always catch me in a mood.
And we're moving on.
Oh, yes, let's do this.
Give me perception checks as you walk into this sort of tent and after you look at Dimitri.
We all.
It's not a high DC.
You're doing so good.
11.
It's not a high DC. You sort of look around, and Dimitri says, "Oh, please take your time and look." And as you look around, you see that there are a bunch of shelves around the area, nothing on them. There is a shelving unit behind Dimitri that has a few items, and when he gestures to look around, he sort of shuffles to the right a little bit, but the hands move with him, and sort of points at the shelf behind him, and you see a variety of items. I would say there are 4 or 5 items sort of present on the shelf. Suddenly, people not rushing into this place makes a little sense.
Right.
So is this shop new?
No, it's actually very old.
Well,
But
and
I only recently inherited, so inventory is lacking a little.
got it.
It has charm
No, I mean, yeah, sure.
and character.
I mean, uh-huh.
What do you have for the person who has everything?
I have a bag of everything.
That sounds interesting.
Well, bag of everything is awesome. So,
A
semantics.
A bag of everything. I don't think that this is possible. How could you have a bag of everything? Everything cannot fit into a bag. You would not have everything in the bag.
Have you seen this bag?
No, I have not.
Can we
you show
see
me
this
the bag
bag?
of
I
everything?
can, actually. And he grabs the bag
Okay.
off the shelf and just reaches in and grabs a bunch of little bricks. Bunch of like tiny little different colored bricks. Everything.
That is a bag of bricks. That is not everything.
She does have a
You can
point.
actually make anything with these. So it's bag of everything.
Yeah.
You see a little tag on the side of the bag that says "Bag of Everything is Awesome," and he pulls out a bunch of multicolored bricks from the bag.
It looks dangerous to me.
I just want to.
Yeah.
This looks like something for you.
Can it hold other things?
Yes, you can put anything there. Well, anything that will fit in. You could not put, say, elephant into. But you could take brick out and build elephant.
Now, could you put an elephant if you took the elephant and then killed it and then cut it up into little pieces and then put... I mean, I'm not planning on
You
killing
could.
an elephant. I'm just thinking...
You could, but then it would not be whole elephant, it would be elephant pieces.
Where did your brain go just then?
To elephant murder.
You've seen the elephant graveyard, I'm assuming, right? Guarded by lions and jackals?
There's an
Have
elephant
you
graveyard
seen
here?
the elephant graveyard where guarded by lions and jackals?
Well,
Note to self: do Lion King episode. For wonder.
now I'm looking for moving away from dead elephants and bags of, well, bricks for everything.
A bag of everything is awesome, containing multicolored bricks, of which you can build anything.
We just finished each
Did
other's
she
sentences.
understand?
We just finished each other's
Is that,
sentences.
no, she kept talking. You were just talking over it because you seem. No offense, but. What were you looking for?
Yes, okay. Do you by a chance have some dice that would make it easy to win a game? Or
Only if you are lucky.
Never mind.
You're looking for weighted dice?
No, what to, loaded dice.
Cheating?
Well, I
dice?
would say cheating. I would say making a fairer hand on my side.
I'm so sorry. Wasn't the original point of this that we were supposed to help find somebody to protect our home from another invasion?
Well, of course, but in case you want to make some more money on the side and have some fun,
I feel like we should have some priorities here.
I actually may know someone who can do this for you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Someone we can trust.
Yes. I would trust him.
Someone we can trust.
Well, how could he know? He barely
Weird
knows us.
question. Is that someone happen to be you?
No.
Oh,
I
so
have
close.
trust to watch. I cannot watch your house and also my place.
This is
And
fair.
then I have my own home. to
No,
watch,
this
so-
is very fair. I understand. I apologize for jumping to conclusions. Anyway, back to the item I was looking for.
We were looking for a thing that could change everything. Like a thing you can build everything out of.
Right, but that doesn't change everything. That builds things. Specifically changing one's appearance, such as myself.
I think maybe I have. Grabs this like a really obnoxious giant brooch. like really like filigree on the outside. It looks kind of like a silver doily with like a giant blue like gemstone stuck into it. That's obviously fake.
It's blue?
Yes.
Oh.
Here, put on.
Okay.
Buy it if she does.
Now think about what you would like to look at. Like what you would like to see in yourself.
Well, I'm quite happy with who I am, thank you very much, but I guess
If you
I'll
are
think of
looking to
somebody
change
else.
yourself, then think about this.
What does Day think about?
She, the first person that comes to her mind is Duke.
Okay, yeah. So you look, and she's turned into this sort of human, this sort of man.
She looks like Jamie.
She looks like Jamie. She looks exactly like Jamie, except Jamie has those sort of signature pants, sort of a shirt, but that obnoxious brooch is still there on the shirt. But everything about her appearance and shirt, pants, everything has changed. But the obnoxious looking brooch, and your eyes are sort of drawn to it.
That is an obnoxious looking brooch.
Well, I don't quite fond of it, dear, but how does everything else look?
You don't look like you.
There's actually a mirror just
Though
here.
you
if you'd
sound
like
an
to look.
awful lot like yourself, it's confusing.
You look in the mirror, and sure enough, you look like Jamie. And you just look like Jamie, but he's got an obnoxious looking brooch.
Does it allow me to do their voices and everything, too?
It does not. The hat of it essentially works as a hat of disguise, but it does not allow you to change your voice. But we can play around with some stuff.
Okay.
The tuning.
While they're all looking at that, I reach behind the counter for the bag.
My goodness. Sir.
Do you say that?
If I'm watching him, then I'm assuming at least I'm going to try to aid to some degree.
All of a sudden, you hear "My good sir," and you look around, and he's got his hand stretched.
I just wanted to take a closer look.
Please, be my guest.
So I take the bag.
That's all it took.
No,
That's all it
actually, there's a very fun thing about this. Look, takes a handful, throws them on the ground. No, look, if you step on, just thrust. Look.
took. Oh my god. Do it.
I step on
Yeah.
them.
It's not that dark in here,
Right.
but yes, you get the feeling that if it was nighttime and you stepped on these and you were barefoot, you would take some damage.
That's unpleasant.
It's sort of like being stolen from. Thank you.
Yeah. How much?
This bag is, say, 2,500 gold.
2,500.
There are many bricks in here, and you can make anything of this. Or you can put anything in. Either or. Both, if you
How
like.
much stuff could you put in that bag?
Find me an elephant, we'll find out.
Perhaps I pay in trade?
This could be done. I am, as you see, lacking in inventory. There have been people coming in looking for things, but I cannot go get them myself. If you were all to go and find me these things, I could probably cut you a deal on some things.
Sounds like a good enough
She
idea.
she'll like try to change into somebody she just pictures in her head, like long brown curly hair, corset, like flowy dress, just
You look exactly like that person with an obnoxious brooch.
how much is this thing?
That could go for about 1,300. Unless you were to help. Then we could
What
talk.
do you need, dear? What can we get for you?
I have actually very long list, but there are only 5 of you, so if you were to each get one item, I could cut a deal.
By how
Those
much?
episodes.
Well,
Depending on item.
I'm sorry, I'm not looking for anything in particular right now except for someone to help us protect our house, and we still haven't found out about that, and that was the whole point to us coming here.
You can find some
And
magic
by the
wards
time you
along the
get
way.
back, I will have man here to talk to. Man who is very trustworthy.
What if we get 5 items and those are
If you were to go get me 5 items and then take my wizard,
I assume it's a wizard.
it is, but
He wants us to get 5 items, and in exchange, then he finds us the wizard and perhaps gives us the items? You give us the items
I
for
will give you
it's a
discount on
trade.
items.
Oh, yes,
I
a
believe mine
discount.
was
Okay.
discounted.
Wizard you will have to negotiate with separately.
Okay.
He's not in my employ.
Wait a minute, so 5 items for a discount on 2 items?
I have items for everyone.
Well, there's nothing I can think of that I need.
You look as he takes a step back one more time, and the shelves behind him display a few more interesting items.
Ooh, so there's something there for all of us, I see. Then what would you have there for me?
If you were looking for dice, I can make happen.
Yes.
I also have this potion here.
Ooh, and what does the potion do?
Fuck if I know.
Ooh,
Man who made it actually went crazy.
then I will take the fuck if I know potion and the dice, please. How much for the fuck if I know potion?
What language is that?
I think it's
Abyssal?
it's infernal. It's lovely. I'll take it.
Gold for about 2,000 gold, but it's hard to move. If you get me these items, I will give you that one for free.
Ooh, well. So the infernal potion and
But
yes.
anyone you find, you must tell about my store.
Do you have a card?
I do.
I would take one. I will take them all, and I will deliver them to all I see.
You are
Upon
going to be in
motion.
charge of making sure he does
I
this.
will take them. I will take them all, and I will deliver them to all I see.
Thank
To
you.
all we see.
But I will give them to him so that he may give it to the person in front of us, so that he feels like he's accomplished something.
I am right here.
But dear, tell me it won't work.
It will work.
You must be leader here.
I am.
They're like,
And
What if I?
Dimitri reaches under the counter and pulls out a stack of cards, the majority of which are handwritten and are of various sizes. And it is a rudimentary figure of a stick figure giving a thumbs up. And it just says Dimitri's location, you know.
Fantastic.
I will take them all.
alright, here.
Thank you so much. These are lovely.
I made them myself, thank you.
It is.
I'm incredibly talented.
It is
Do
a,
not
it is a
hesitate.
craft of work. It's
and
fantastic.
I will take those.
Give me an Arcana check.
Me?
Yes.
One day.
Jeez. 9.
9. You see a couple more items, and both seem to draw the eye.
Me?
Yes, both of you.
What?
And
What-
and probably him.
Is there anything in particular that draws my eye, or any shaped item or something?
Sure. You see a necklace on the sort of the back corner. It's not even like on the shelf. It's like he accidentally jostled the shelf and it fell, but it caught right on the edge of one of those like wire frames, and it's just a bird on a pendant.
What's that?
That?
Yeah.
That is... You can talk to birds with amulet.
I can already talk to birds. I don't understand why that's a big deal.
Not everyone can do this. You asked about this one.
Oh,
Only here to tell
okay.
you.
Yeah, no, I just, you can talk to birds and, so you can just talk to birds if you have the amulet?
Yes, this is how this works.
Oh.
You're very smart. I like you.
Well, thank you, I guess.
Only
Alright.
birds?
He holds out the amulet to you. And do you take it into your hand?
Yes.
You take the amulet into your hands and you sort of are looking at it. What languages does Thoe speak?
Thoe speaks a lot of languages. Common, Dradic, Elvish, Giant, Primordial, and Sylvan.
The reason why he thinks this is that you can talk with birds amulet is because it is written in Druidic around it. You read the inscription and it says, "Whoever wears this amulet, it is the first of 4 pieces scattered to wonder. This piece allows the user to speak common while wild-shaped. But only druids can read Druidic."
Like, well, I mean, this seems like a silly little item. I might be I think I know somebody who might be able to use something like this. How much would this be?
It goes for roughly 1,500 gold.
That's a lot of gold for something that just helps you talk to birds.
Then perhaps you are willing to help me and I will cut you the deal. And you can talk to me.
You know, my dear sir, we've already offered to hand out cards, go on your quest, do these things for you. She just wants a simple amulet. All it does is talk to birds. Quite frankly, she can probably do that already.
Then she does not need the amulet.
But it's so pretty.
You're not wrong. It's also valuable. If she already has skill, then she does not need it.
But it's so beautiful. And look at it. It brings out her eyes. It's made for her. So I'm not saying we won't pay you, but maybe a little less.
Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion?
Persuasion.
25.
It's up to you.
I will let go for $1,100. Very gold. Sometimes
I'm not from
your
your
Plus the discount when we bring back your items.
Correct.
I accept this. Thank you.
How large of a discount are we talking?
Depends on the item, right?
Correct.
It's not a flat percentage?
No.
It's more of a robust percentage.
What if I could pass out all of these cards right now?
And how exactly do you expect to accomplish this?
I'm gonna take 5 of the cards, put them on the in the ribbon on my hat, go to the door, and throw my hat.
Okay. Give me an attack roll. Just a straight up attack roll as you take your hat and throw it. Just
So 12.
give me another D20.
15.
You guys watch it. I'll just get rid of these cards right now. And he goes and he takes the hat and he throws it outside, and it goes all the way across. And a couple of the cards fall on the ground. People walk on them, and the hat comes all the way back with 3 cards in the brim, but 2 cards on the ground, which people are walking over.
That did not work as well as I hoped.
Remember when we said I was the leader?
Let me see this.
So,
items then.
May I have the list, please?
So, I'm looking for a small bowl made of buttons.
Butter?
Buttons.
Buttons.
Small bowl made of buttons.
I wonder where we can find one of
Hang on a
those.
minute, I'll be
Okay,
right
go.
back.
Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Small bowl of buttons, a button bowl, if you will.
A ceramic spoon with flowers painted on it.
Okay.
A mortar and pestle, but in the shape of the rabbit and caterpillar.
One more time.
A mortar and pestle.
Ah, yes.
A mortar and pestle. It's in the shape of a caterpillar?
The handle, and then also a rabbit. So it is grinding on the rabbit. It's
So
very.
the caterpillar grinds on the wrap. Okay.
It's gross.
Yep. Got it.
you wanted to cut up an elephant and put it into the bag.
I didn't want to cut up an elephant and put it into the bag.
No,
I was
no,
just
no.
hypothetically speaking about cutting up an elephant and putting it into a
You
bag.
can
It was scientific.
hypothetically speak all you wish, but your desires in your eyes was definitely saying you wanted to cut up an elephant into parts.
That is incorrect, sir.
So I'm also looking for his wooden coffee cup with the rusted key handle. And then last item is gold scale.
Oh
A
no.
gold scale,
The
huh?
gold scale.
What kind of gold scale?
They scale. You use to weigh things. They scale.
Oh, never mind.
You're the best.
Just a question. Does it have to be made of gold, or is it literally just to weigh the gold?
It's to weigh gold.
Okay, so if it was silver or wooden.
Yes.
Perfect. That's all I need to know.
So that I gave you free reign to make that list.
Before we go, from what I saw of this bag, it looks like it would be most useful in dark situations.
Okay.
I can't see in the dark.
I have just the thing for it. And he turns around and pulls down a little case, 2 little things, and unscrews them. Put this in your eye. It's a tiny little lens.
Boy, the last time I heard that.
I can't get it in my eye.
Come here.
The world's worst sleight of hand.
Okay. It doesn't look any different.
Well, no. Hold on. And goes to close the cover of the tent, so it's dark.
Who has dark vision? If you have dark vision, you're able to
Now I
see,
can.
and now you are able to see a little bit.
A little bit?
It's in one eye, homie.
There.
Hold up. Huh? And, huh?
Blood.
And
Which one's better,
C?
number 1
number 2.
or number 2?
Who does number 2?
Okay.
No, you see. Okay.
How much?
Those go for roughly 13,000, but I can give you very good discounts if you bring me these items.
And where should we go to find such thing?
The mouth. They should not be hard to find.
Well,
Well, if
I
they're
think
not
we
that hard to
cannot-
find, why didn't you look for them yourself?
Who will wash my shop?
I can't say he's quite the best person to make a deal with, dear. He might intimidate the other shop owners with his wild success.
What about you, Nix? I feel like everybody here has found something that might work for them. What have you found?
I'm just.
Is there something in particular you're looking for?
Well, it's really just the wizard. I wasn't really looking for much more than that. So I figured you guys brought her away, and when we come back, hopefully you'll have him here for us.
They will be here.
Yeah, nothing else.
Okay. Just asking. I didn't want to leave you out. Because,
No.
you know.
So
Oh, okay.
into the mouth.
We're off.
to the mouth then.
Before we leave, I'm gonna let everybody else walk out, and I'm gonna turn back. You wouldn't happen to have a second pair of these, would you?
Let me see what I can do by the time you get there. Also, can I have that one back? The whole set.
Or I could just hold on to it as
It's
collateral.
daytime. You don't need it.
Will. I've already let 2 walk out the door. You probably grab one.
Fool me once.
So I take it out and give it back.
Please.
That was our shopkeeper. What do we think?
I don't trust him.
That's
He
fair.
reminds me a lot about this one person. He's a bard. He's
Yeah.
historical.
This is coming from someone who's pretty untrustworthy himself.
Thank you for the gifts of those items. You're welcome to hang out and drink beer, or you can drink beer and make comments off to the side.
Yeah.
Okay, you are at the mouth. You were given your list of items. From here on in, I think this is how we're going to handle shopping episodes. Straight up shopping and everybody splitting up is fine, but a little something extra, a little bit of a scavenger hunt. From here on in, this is how I will handle shopping episodes. You will be sent forth with sort of a quest. You can choose to come back and see Demetri. I don't know why you wouldn't look at that face. But every time you will be able to
You angered the face.
you will be able to sort of gather items and either get a steep discount or be able to have access to items that you would normally have access to. So you have the world as your oyster. Please help yourselves.
So we have 5 items, and there are 5 of us. Do we take them on individually, or is it something you'd like to do together? Because I honestly think we should do it together with Dave.
Hello.
Too much.
Or the 3 of us could go off together and they can go off and do their thing and we'll just end up collecting the 5
Bye!
items 'cause they seem to get
As soon as you say that, Grim has Dave on the arm, and they sort of head off towards one direction into the sort of marketplace.
Hey, you know
No one else
your
going to
beer?
question the items at all. A small bowl of. I'm not there.
I take things from people all the time.
I don't know. It
It's
just
a
seems really
small
weird.
bowl made of buttons, but I'm not there to tell you that.
You were carried off on a whim. I was excited. I want the scavenger to continue. So then, my dear, then what should we find? The wooden cup, the gold scale, the scale that could weigh gold.
cow is white as milk, the cake is red as blood.
And we're there.
So let's actually start since you guys split up amongst yourselves. Grim and Day, where do you go first? Now, I will say that nobody discussed what they were getting before the 2 groups split up. I don't know if we want to retcon and say, hey, we'll take a couple of these items.
It's funnier if we.
It's funnier if you don't.
Bowls and
I'm into
gold
this.
scales and nothing else.
Heroes, where are you going? Grim and Day, as you sort of set forth. What are you looking for first?
We could possibly get the ceramic spoon and
The
the wooden
coffee
coffee,
cup.
cup together.
See how we were in sync together.
Perfect. So you're sort of just, what are you looking for as you go forth to try to find these items?
I'm looking for. I would imagine there would be something like it's cutlery or like fine knives, somewhere with, for the kingdom, possibly like stolen from the kingdom. Don't tell the king.
Oh
like,
yeah. Okay. Give me either investigate. Give me an investigation check as you start sort of scoping out. You can either one of you can either roll this at advantage, or you can each roll separately as you sort of scope out the surrounding area.
You can either roll or give me advantage because I'm not doing it.
Okay, and it's an investigation.
Yes.
This is gonna 11.
11.
I got a 4.
It takes a while. You're kind of looking around, and honestly, it's just the sights and the smells being in the busy marketplace. But after a while, and sort of asking around and talking to the right people, you do find a little tent area that's set up, and you see a sign that you would have missed had you been walking past it several times, and it says, "Spooning leads to forking."
Ooh.
And all your cutlery needs, and you notice that people will occasionally walk in and walk out with some sort of beautiful cutlery or sort of extensive way.
Maybe just bulging through the door and talking to the first person who's behind the counter.
You go and you see this little old lady. She's sort of back there, and she seems to be crocheting. And she's "May I help you, dear?"
My dear sweet woman.
Yes.
What is your name?
Oh, Agnes, dear.
Agnes, dear.
Yes.
It is wonderful to meet you.
I
I must say that I love the sign that hangs from your shop.
Oh, thank you, dear. I'm merely covering the owner while they're on the break.
Oh, well, fantastic. Now, we are looking for something very specific, and we're hoping that you might have
two very specific things.
Two very specific things.
Yes, of course, dear. What are you looking for?
One, a wooden coffee cup, and a ceramic spoon that has ornate flowers upon it.
Right. Also, with the coffee cup, dear, we would need a rusted key handle on it.
Of course.
Yes. Would you like? Yes, of course. Well, here comes the owner right now as he walks forward. Sultan. As she says, Sultan, you turn around and look at the entrance, and it's a 7'2", sort of hulking, half Goliath who has to stoop to get in. And he goes, "Hi, Sultan here."
And this is Day.
Hello, Sultan.
Hello, welcome to the ceramic shop. Spooning leads to forking. It's a euphemism for sex.
I think it's wonderful.
I came up with it.
Did you?
I did.
Oh,
thanks for the help,
and
Agnes.
Brent.
And Agnes comes over and she's like, no worries, yeah. And she sort of walks out and she says, "If you ever need anything, I'll see you at the weapons store." And Agnes sort of walks out with and Sultan stands there. "Hey, what is it you're looking for?"
She'll like hold her hand out. She'll be like, "Sultan, my dear, we need."
He like high fives you.
This is awesome.
Oh, five, my man.
Bam! Give me a strength saving throw.
Not much. This is going to be actually quite well. 14.
Yeah, it's enough to keep you upright.
Well, quite the strong man you are.
My hand's bigger than yours.
And your body is the same. How about that? Look at that, sir. Anyway, Day.
So we were inquiring about a few very specific pieces, actually.
Sure.
Would you by chance happen to have a ceramic spoon that's painted with flowers? Really?
Flowers?
Flowers.
Okay. Yeah, hang on a second. And Sultan sort of like lumbers over, and like there's somebody sort of looking at a shelf, and he sort of like picks that person up and like scoots them to the side, and you watch as his hand shoots forward like lightning quick, and just very daintily like picks up like and is like looking at things and then putting them back, and like looking at things and then putting them back. He's like, "Oh yeah, I think I got one. One of these, right?" And he sort of like walks over to you and puts it in his hand, and it's the biggest hand in the world. That amidst it is this a tiny ceramic spoon with like roses sort of like creeping up it.
Are the roses painted red?
You look, and the roses, they're all like different colors and things like that, but
how much for that one, dear?
oh, this one, gold piece?
One gold piece.
Yeah, just one.
Okay. Before I do that, and I would love to put that on hold, please, because I do believe we're going to take that one.
Okay.
Give me one moment. We also need...
you have to make sure it wants to go with you.
And what do you mean by that?
Well, you should probably ask it.
Can we go? You want to?
Shh. let's like don't just rush into it.
Ooh, how about we put it in a nice warm coffee cup?
Introduce yourself.
Hello.
I am
Spoon.
Grim. Very nice to meet you.
My name's Day.
It's me, the spoon.
Well,
Is your name the Spoon?
or is that something you just like to do?
Both. And everyone in the store stops, like sighs and talks, and they sit down, like cross-legged on the ground, and sort of watch everything that's happening. Like they're used to this sort of happening.
A Spoon. We have quite the dilemma, and we need your help. It would involve you getting out of the shop, and it would involve you going somewhere else. But you would get to hang out with us for a little while until that time. So, how would you feel about going on an adventure?
I don't know. Kind of like the shop. Someone takes good care of me.
Right.
Well, the shop is very nice. Don't get me wrong, but I can imagine. I can tell you this: that Day would take fantastic care of you. She takes care of me very fine.
Give me a persuasion check.
Something I can do.
God doesn't have to roll persuasion.
13.
It was good. It was a persuasion check against the spoon, so you did fine. Saul sort of looks down, and you see one sort of tear go down his eyes, and he's like, "What was that?" He wants to go with you, and he like gingerly brings the spoon over and sort of wraps it up in tissue paper and places it on the counter.
Now we need a coffee mug.
Spoon, do you by chance have a friend, possibly a wooden coffee mug
He's-
cup that's rusted key handle?
No, the spoon's wrapped up now. It's just me, Sultan. I'm a master of voices.
And it shows.
Oh.
Good
Thanks.
on you, sir. Good on you.
You guys are looking for a coffee cup?
Yes,
Yeah.
with a keyhole.
Oh,
Key handle.
Key handle.
key handle. No, I don't carry anything. We're more cutlery. That's the sign outside. Spooning leads to forking. It's a euphemism for sex.
That's fantastic, sir.
Came up with that.
You certainly did.
No, but the cup spooning leads to cup. Well, I guess that still kind of works.
I
But
mean,
no, we don't have cups here.
would there be a person who we can cup with?
Yeah, if you want to head like 15 stalls down. Oh, that was a euphemism.
You're welcome, sir.
Man, that word of the day calendar's going great. If you head down like 15 tents, you'll see it's Crazy Bob's Cups Emporium.
That's fantastic.
Perfect.
Well, I appreciate your time. We will take the spoon off your hands.
For a gold piece.
I'm going to slide in 2 gold pieces.
Whoa.
You, sir, are a diamond in the rough.
Whoa. All right. Well, anytime you guys need something like cutlery related, just let me know.
And I can't wait to fork you too. Let's go, Day. And we'll be
What did you say? As he says, I can't wait to fork you. He sort of runs, and you guys are out of the time. So there you go. 1 item down. 1 midnight gone. Let's head back to the other group. What are you guys looking for?
So, the mortal and pestle and the gold scales would both be used in alchemy, so an alchemy shop might be a good place to start.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Are there any alchemy shops around? Have you seen them?
I was mostly
Will-
looking for guards.
We look around to see if there's anything that stands out. If not, I will ask.
Sure.
Iran
Give me
in
an
person.
investigation check as all 3 of you start looking around the area trying to find
Ooh,
the best you can.
15.
15.
14 plus 2, 16.
15, 16.
You guys watch, and you're sort of walking around and you're sort of like paying attention, and all 3 of you spot alchemy shops, but you both spot 2 going from, you see 2 different sort of shops across the street from each other. One has a mortar and pestle, and the other one has an identical mortar and pestle. And this is this shop right here is better than Damon's Alchemy, and this shop is You Shut Your Whorish Mouth Alchemy.
I like this one, and I'm going to point at you shut your whorish mouth.
I find that language a little rude. Can we go into the other one, please?
I mean, we can stop there.
Well,
if
why
you
don't
like,
we
but I'm
start with
definitely
that
going
one
in
and then
there.
we'll go into the other one?
I'm just going to start walking into whichever one I'm closest to while they argue.
While you do that, I would say Nyx walks into You Shut Your Whorish Mouth Alchemy. As you walk in,
Fine.
Hi, welcome, formerly Damon's Alchemy. How can I help you?
Yeah, we're looking for mortar and pestle.
Oh, yes, well, of course. Anything in particular? And he sort of goes behind the counter and says, we have these different decorative pieces.
Are they in there by now? I think it had, what was it, a rabbit? Or
We're looking for one with a caterpillar and rabbit decor. Rabbit. Yes.
You're looking for a decorative mortar and pestle.
Yes, we are looking for a decorative mortar and pestle.
What kind of being sent to pick it up for someone else?
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's not for us.
You're going to want to go to my ex-wife's apothecary. She has the decorative items because she decided that that's what she wanted. So you can head over that way.
Well, I mean, we're also looking for other items. I mean, we need a golden scale. Is that something that you might have here?
Or a scale for weighing gold.
I have this.
That's what I said.
You said a golden scale. That implies it's made of gold. Semantics. Anyway.
This is where it starts. This is where it starts.
Oh, we're not married.
No.
Oh. So just friends.
By the rose.
We are not friends.
We are not friends.
He goes in the back. Damon comes out and he's carrying a scale. It looks like it's meticulous and things of that sort. And he said, "Yes, this is actually crafted by some of the wizards and potion makers that live in the Red Keep. It was ordered special. I just they never came and picked it up."
Ah, so it's something you need to get rid of.
Oh yes, God, yeah. It's so expensive. I wouldn't know how to get rid of it.
Well, how expensive exactly are we talking about?
40,000 gold pieces.
Oh, that's not going to work for us. We're looking for more of your, generic.
Perhaps we can make a deal.
We're listening.
How about you go next door, you pick up an item, and you break as many items by accident as you possibly can.
Sold! And I walk out the
You walk over next door. It is an identical apothecary shop with just everything sort of like flipped in reverse to the counters on the other side. And you see a sort of beautiful woman behind the counter. And she goes, "Hello, welcome. Thank you for shopping at the correct apothecary store. I'm Elizabeth. How can I help you today?"
I was looking for a mortal and pestle, shaped like a caterpillar, grinding into a rabbit.
Decorative mortar and pestle.
Yes.
And she goes into the back and comes out carrying. I have at least 17 mortar and pestles that depict the caterpillar and rabbits, and so it depends on what sort of variation you want. You all laughed at me, but no, I made the right choice. So yes, here you are. You can. Is this one? And she indeed sort of has some of the assistants in the shop bring out and sort of lay some on the counter for you all.
All right, can we talk prices here? What is the least expensive of your available caterpillar and rabbit mortar?
Oh well, they are rather decorative. We have this one. It's a little chipped at the bottom, but nothing a good mending cantrip wouldn't fix. And, but here at the bottom, I could probably let it go for 10 gold pieces.
10 is still a little expensive for a chipped piece. Then we have to go out and find somebody who can do mending on it.
Yes, of course. How about a deal?
We're listening.
I put
Kind of
10
deal.
gold on it.
You wrecked shit.
Thank you. So as you place 10 gold pieces, she hands you over the item and thank you so much. It's been such a hard few months for me, and I just
Before
you're very cute. Do you live here in the area?
no, not.
I'm
really.
single.
It's good.
Recently single.
I
Everything's still good.
Would you happen to have a scale for weighing gold as well?
All business with you, no play.
A scale. Knew I should have taken the scales. I asked for the decorative I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's
No,
the scale's not that
I almost
important.
took the scales. I said, he said businesses and scales, and
During all of this,
No,
I have
so-
nudged closer to one of the shelves.
give me a stealth check as you get closer and closer.
Do I see? I'm gonna roll to see if I see him doing that.
Give
No,
me
I
perception.
I
No.
don't. Damn it.
An 11.
If your perception is higher than 11, you see him do this.
I've got a 6, so no.
Yes,
You, so Mandrake starts edging ever so closer to the shelves. No, I just have the personal scale that I use.
Do you know somewhere we can get one that's relatively cheap?
Sorry, madam. So sorry.
Give me another sleight of hand check as you flick your arm. This will be a little higher.
Oh, nat 1. She saw that.
You guys watch as she goes, no, I mean, you could always try, and as she's going to flick her eyes track, and it's too late at this point, like, you actually maintain eye contact with her, and you can't tell your hand to stop.
Like a cat.
The shelf topples to the ground and bringing with it a menagerie of decorative mortar and pestles, and she goes, what? What are you doing?
I tripped.
Why don't you do it with your hand?
Hand tripped.
You should really get this step right here checked out.
There's no step. And she looks out the door and looks back at you. Did he? Did he?
He might have suggested.
She will roll her sleeves up and walk outside and just start to and just start yelling in the street at Damon. And Damon comes out of his shop and goes, yes, what is it, Elizabeth? Did you tell this man to come into my shop? I said, I've never met this man before in my entire life. And they just start bickering and yelling.
So while they're fighting,
Okay, while they're fighting, I say, I have an idea. Okay, we've established
I'm
that we've
grabbing
broken.
what we bought.
You
Because
have
I bought it.
yes.
We've established that we've now broken everything and they're in a gigantic fight. So perhaps you guys could go next door and go get the discount on the scale, and then I can make things right and help to mend her shelves. Could we do that? Because I feel a little bit bad about this whole ordeal.
Why should we pay for it? He's out here fighting. I could just go take it.
Well, that would be wrong.
Spoken like a true.
I don't understand.
Well, that would be wrong.
He agrees, and I just walk into the shop.
To be fair, 40,000 gold. Is
They hear a crash from inside. I've knocked a similar shelf over in his store
Michelle?
and grabbed the gold scale.
At this point, they're flinging spells at each other and fighting in the street. And I will say you will have the scale and you have the mortal pestle.
And we're leaving?
Perfect.
As they're leaving, do we like cross paths at all? Like seeing each other?
I think there's a definite Shaun of the Dead where you guys don't say anything. Like, you look behind them and you see like a large, like half-naked Goliath being like, "I'll fork you later!" And then these guys look behind and you see like two buildings that are now on fire. Two tents that are now on fire.
She's just gonna
What
like.
you're saying is a
We
wicked
got the
saying.
spoon,
I'm gonna hold up the scale and give a thumbs up.
To the Winchester?
and she'll hold up the spoon.
So all we need now is we need the coffee cup with the thingy, and then we need the bowl of buttons.
She's gonna send a message. You guys get the bowl. We'll get the coffee cup. To Mandrake.
That's fine. Yeah, I'll nod.
Perfect.
Onwards and upwards. Bye.
Let's go back to Day and Grim.
To Bob's bowl or whatever emporium.
No, we're getting the is it the bowl? The coffee
yeah,
cup.
The wooden coffee cup. Yeah.
Cool. Maybe we'll get both.
Ooh. So we'll go in the door.
You walk into the door, and it's the first thing you're hit with is how dark it is inside of this space. For her, it's a very dark space. You're still able to see, but it's still You have dim
Gotcha.
lighting, and
Dim
the lights.
vision.
The lights are sort of dark and dim.
I have dark vision too.
She's got dark vision too.
Well,
Do you know nothing about me? Are we gonna have a fight
Not
today?
as much as I'd like to.
You see to be a small demonic presence sitting behind a counter. He's got a hood up, and you look to see barely 2 horns sort of jutting out of the head.
I'll speak infernal and just be as polite as I can. Dear sir, how are you this evening?
Welcome to Crazy Bob's Cup Emporium.
Well, Crazy Bob's Cup Emporium. What a delight it is to be here today.
Thank you.
We are looking for something very specific, and we feel that you are the man with just the taste.
Hang on, let me guess. Is it a cup?
Oh, you are too good, sir. It is a cup.
Yeah, I figured.
You figure well. Now, Day, would you like to tell... We are looking for a cup that has a keyhole.
It's a oh. Are you seriously speaking to him in infernal in front of me, as if I'm not here?
Do you speak common?
Yes.
Well, this makes everything so much better, Day. Go ahead.
Hello, dear. Lovely place you have here. I can barely see. Not gonna lie to you, but it's
Here, let me
nice.
fix the lights. And he sort of waves his hand, and the lights sort of brighten a little bit in the room. Give me perception checks.
15.
Yeah, that's enough. You notice that as the lights come on a little bit, some of those demonic features that you're seeing look to be like sort of makeup, and you tell that the horns are artificial. This is definitely a dwarf in goth makeup and paper mache horns sticking out of his head.
Nope, we're not gonna mention it. So we've been sent here.
Oh, you got the horns?
Am I looking at the horns? Maybe for a second, and then back at it, and then back to his eyes, because that's how you're kind to people. You look in their eyes.
Why is he doing that?
To be
Is it-
fair,
is
dear,
it-
I don't know why he does many things.
Is it flour and paper?
Are you talking about like a March Posh?
Get out.
Have fun.
Bye. I'll be out in a moment, dear. Anyway, now that he's gone, we can talk business. Stop it! I need a wooden coffee cup with a rusted key handle.
I think I might have something.
Yeah? That'd be helpful. Can you
Any-
show it to me?
He maintains eye contact with you and reaches behind him to a shelf and pulls a cup out and like puts it on the counter in front of you. And he goes, "Is that it?" And it's obviously just a plain ceramic white cup.
No, dear. Unfortunately, that's not it.
Can I stealth in?
Darn, then we're all out.
So here's the deal.
What did you get on yourself?
9.
I think he just like turns and looks at the door as you try to like slink your way in through the one entrance into the
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Are you into like cons, like Comic Cons and cosplaying and outfits and things like that?
I feel like you're being like a little judgy.
No, I'm not. The thing is,
whoa.
okay. Out of
like-
character question.
I like-
Was I able to get out with that brooch on because he never asked for it back?
He never did ask for it back. Yeah.
I happen to be into that too.
Are you?
Yes. Do you want to see my favorite one right now?
I mean, if I was into it, yeah.
Are there like any like pictures of characters or anything around that she would have?
Give me a perception check.
Am I hearing this?
9.
Having come
You're
to the door.
hearing it, and he's still just got like sort of one eye on you as he talks to her.
9.
No, I mean, you kind of look around, and he doesn't really have any like sort of pictures or posters or anything up in the
So
Well, something more.
she is going to take the costume that he's wearing,
Okay.
but she's going to make it real,
Okay.
and she's going to make it very feminine and very like boisterous and that typical like male fantasy
Demon
low
ass.
cut demon and like big hips and everything, and just like, this is mine. I've been working on it for a while.
It's okay, I guess. Give me an insight check.
Meanwhile, under his robe.
Giant brooch though.
22.
He fucking loves it. He is so into this. Like his eyes get dilated. And he's like, yeah, but he's just trying to keep it cool. But he's so into this.
So the thing that I have is that you know how she drinks from the mug, right? Well, I personally really would love to kind of amp up her style, go a little more steampunk with it. So that's why I'm looking for this mug. Wooden, rusted key, it would fit the ordeal perfectly.
Are you single?
Technically, yes.
Would you go on a date with me?
You've never made it official.
And a huge wolf comes through the door.
Do you wolf out?
No.
No.
It's not the time.
If you happen to have what I'm looking for.
Okay. Go on one date with me. And I think I have what you're looking for.
That's not fair. Still full,
Yeah.
I really wanted this mug. And I really want to go on a date with you. But I just don't think I would be able to cope if you didn't actually have it and I agreed to it. I would feel lied to.
Let me see if I have it. Here it is. And he reaches under the counter and puts it out on the front of the counter.
I'm free on Friday. And she'll pick it up and just start to walk out.
Alright.
You absolute tart.
You have marked down, if you would like, that you are meeting here on Friday for a date.
Okay.
With Bob, the goth dwarf.
Bob.
Wow, never thought he'd come back. Okay.
Can't believe he said he was on a date with that guy.
Shut up, I got what we need.
Let's come back to you guys.
Okay.
We sort of meet up.
So as we get just a little bit away, I hand the which one do I have? The gold scale. I hand it to Thoe, and I say, "We still have to pass out cards."
Oh.
And then
Okay.
I run back in the direction of what I assume is now drawn a crowd. The fight.
The fight?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a pretty decent crowd sort of built up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to run in that direction, and then I wanna.
So you're just out in the open, handing out.
No, I want to get up on the on a high viewpoint.
Okay. Give me an athletics check as you climb to these buildings, and you see as people are sort of watching it. As these
Athletics
two
or
guys
acrobatics?
Give me acrobatics as you're climbing up to this.
18.
Okay. Yeah, sure enough, you climb up to the top of this building and you start dropping cards off the roof. How many cards? Let's say you had 20. How many cards are you dropping?
Did you tell me that you were going to do this?
I told you we had to pass out the cards.
He did not tell you. You just watched, pretty obviously, as he sort of starts trying to.
She handed you all the cards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I see him running off to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
out
yeah.
the
You
cards.
see him
Okay,
running
I'm going
to-
to try to stop him.
Okay.
And be like, well, since we said we would pass out these cards, wouldn't it help him out more if we made them stand out a lot? I mean,
Sure.
shouldn't we do this in the most helpful way possible since we haven't been helping people very much today? In fact, we've been causing more harm than good.
Fine.
Okay, so I have an idea. And my idea is that I could cast Fairy Fire on the cards, and then the cards would glow as you hand them out, and they would look magical and interesting, and more people would come to his shop, and then he would be really happy. Huh?
I guess that is better than me mage handing them into people's pockets.
It's just more pizzazz, you know?
Do you hold out the cards?
I hold them out.
Okay, you hold out the cards and.
Okay, so I think what you actually should do is you should actually put them down on the ground and then back up a bit. Because if not, you're going to be pretty glowy too.
Yeah, I don't like that. I put them down on the ground.
You put the cards on the ground, and you do. So you're just putting them down in a crowded street?
No.
Or are we finding
No,
We should
I'm
move
putting-
off to a little alley or
Okay,
something.
so we go off to
like
an alleyway.
Okay.
I put them down on the ground, step back a bit. What's the effect area?
that. It's 20 foot.
Okay, so I step back about 25 feet.
Okay. I like this. You step back about 25 feet and you cast Fairy Fire on the cards. As you do, there is an arcane blast of energy, and sure enough, all of these cards start glowing and sparkling, drawing the attention of the crowd a little bit as they look down this darkened alleyway, which is now glowing and sparkling. Yep. They cause enough of a commotion where they sort of look and they're sort of like looking, and you're noticing that it's gathering attention. And as it does, the man sort of breaks away, and as the guards are hauling him down the street, and says, "That's the one! That's the one that pushed her shelving down." And the woman turns her head and goes, "That's him! That's the one!" And you see two guards sort of look down the alleyway. They're still holding on to the man, and it says, "You, sir, come this way, please."
I walk over.
Okay. As you step forward, there is a gasp from the crowd as Mandrake Madigan steps forward wearing the hat of the Mad Hatter close to the Red Keep. As that happens, the crowd backs up 5 steps, creating a wide berth. The guards immediately let go of the man and put their hands by their swords. You, sir, state your name.
I'm going to cast Cause Fear.
Okay.
And project the image of the original Hatter at about 3 times its normal size.
All right. Give me. What are the components for this spell?
Concentration.
There's
Up to 1 minute.
Verbal, somatic. Look for a V or
V.
an S or okay. So there's verbal. So you start to mutter arcane words, and the guard sort of steps forward towards you and goes, Watch it. I asked for your name.
Okay, I'll just say Mandrake.
Mandrake what?
Mandrake Madigan.
The crowd immediately takes off.
How close are we all?
You're not there. You're in a shop right now. You decided to walk away. He's close. So you watch as sort of this crowd immediately disperses, and the fire is sort of forgotten about, and these two guards sort of look at each other and look back at Mandrake. The Madigan?
The one and only.
What do we do? I don't know. I'm not paid to do anything like this. What is your business here at the mouth?
Just a little shopping.
You watch as one of the guards takes a scroll out from his side. He takes a pen out from his side satchel and starts writing in this scroll. He finishes writing, he rolls the scroll up, and as it does, the scroll vanishes from his sight. And he goes, go about your business, Madigan.
And what was that?
Shopping? I thought you just said that. Didn't he just say that? Yeah, he said that. No, I know he said that.
We know what I'm doing. I'm asking what you just did.
I was informing the keep.
I really wish you hadn't done that.
The other guard, when you say that, like takes a step back as if to say, "I'm not with him."
I think we should just finish up our business here and then move on. What do you think, Mandrake?
I think it's too late to stop what he's already done.
So we should just finish up our business here and move on.
I take my hand off my hat and walk away.
You watch this whole thing, not sort of getting in the middle of it. The people in the crowd start whispering, "What is that? What is that?" And you're hearing this as people are sort of whispering about. As that happens, and you sort of turn to walk, what could only be described as a battalion starts walking down the street from the other direction, led by a man dressed in all red, gleaming armor that seems to be slightly smoldering and smoking a bit. As he walks forward, he sort of smiles and looks at you and bows a little bit And as he bows, there is a glimmer as his eyes flash a different color. And that's where we're going to take our intermission today. We're taking a quick intermission to get some food and some drinks. And we will come back. Don't forget to type in the word shop, SHOP, one time into the chat. We're going to make this a really quick intermission to get right back into the thick of things to see if our heroes can find the last item on the list and get back and get the items that they need. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you soon.
We're back.
You're good. You're good. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and joining us in the wonderful world of wonder. Hope you guys are having a great night. Don't forget that Thursday we're doing D&D 101, where we teach some newbies how to play Dungeons and Dragons. If you like what you see, if you're enjoying yourselves, if you're having a great time, if you like giveaways, be sure to give us a follow, a like, or subscribe up top. We've got lots of fun events coming up here, including a Talking Heads Harry Dresden role-playing game that you will be able to play no matter where you are. You can be at your house, and that'll be coming soon. But you need to be on the Discord to be able to join up with that game recruitment. We've also got a Wild West tabletop game, DM'd by Remy from Blood and Bourbon. So a little bit of cross-promotion there, where Remy's going to teach y'all about this awesome, fun game that he learned how to play, and hopefully his good buddy Jed is going to be joining up with that game as well. So yes, so please stay tuned for that and join us soon. We now come back as a group of sort of guards walk down the middle of the street. There's a man walking towards them all. He is resplendent in red.
Nothing happened.
You had one job. Prestidigitate. As this gentleman sort of walks forward and joins you all, he strides forward with a bit of confidence, and you watch as the armor continues to smoke and smolder as he approaches down the street. And he goes, hello, I believe I was summoned. And the two guards sort of walk forward to where the man is, and they're quietly talking with him. And this has attracted quite a bit of people now. I'll give you both a perception check, as you're not too far away to see a crowd gathering as you finish your business out and about in the city.
10.
That's going to be 18.
You notice the crowd, and you notice that it's kind of similar to the location where you left the rest of your party from before.
Does it seem, I mean, as far as like the sounds and...
the cards have cut a wide swath. I will say there's one sort of gentleman at the front. He's flanked by two people wearing identical colored robes, and behind him is about 5 more of the city's guards.
And you can see the guards, like they're obvious.
Yes.
Okay,
Seems like
she's
an aggressive
gonna
sort.
have to stealth.
Give me an insight check.
They're not at us yet, right?
They're not at you yet.
Oh, okay.
It's just the two of you standing there in the middle of the street.
13.
They don't look particularly aggressive. They seem more trepidatious than aggressive, if that helps.
She would like to stealth if she
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I'm gonna say, I don't feel like they've connected Nyx to us. So what you could do is you could take the stuff, you could stealth back to his shop, and I can change into something else, and I can try to finish the mission to get the bowl.
Sounds good.
He's a little distracted at the moment. There are quite a few people sort of looking at the two of you where you're standing.
Is there an alley near us, like we can run into the nearest alley?
You could certainly try.
Hold.
No.
I'm trying to think things. Alright.
Can we stealth onto him?
I could.
How close are you getting to
We
that?
could do that. If we can
At
get to the alley,
least-
I can be not found.
I want to be able to hear them, but I don't want them to. I don't want to be like right up on
Give
them.
me stealth checks.
Like
Let's do it.
Rain Man.
You're
Let's do it.
trying
Let's
to
do it.
walk a very thin
Got
line
it.
here, getting close enough to hear, but not so that any of the guards see you. Are you changing how you look at all? Are you still the tiefling sort of sex kitten?
No. She would drop down to like peasant garb, like something super calm, long brown hair again.
Human.
Yeah,
Okay.
very human in nature.
Alright, give me stealth checks, the two of you, as you sort of creep forward.
So that's something like I just want to kind of get to a side of the building and kind of like look from like off the glance. And just kind of like hide my face a little bit so I'm not like being recognizable.
Give me stealth check as well.
So I got 20, not nat.
Okay, 20. You're a ghost. You find some foliage like off to the side and stuff like that. Dave, what did you get on stealth?
Oh, I got a nat 1.
Dave, you sort of creep forward and you go, excuse me. And as you say, excuse me, the two people in front of you both simultaneously get scared and jump to the side, giving you full view of the man standing forward, and he turns around to look at you. As he turns around to look at you, you recognize this man immediately. This is Red Jack, one of the captains of the Queen's Guard.
Sorry, I didn't see you there. This weird thing happened. As she's like switching back into like a weird different voice. I thought that I saw a kid fly by and I wasn't sure if he was okay. He's tall, weird hat. You know, you probably saw him. Hat, like ribbon on it. Have you seen him?
No one cares.
That's fair.
He turns back to look at the two of you. You there? These guards tell me that you're a Madigan.
How far away is he when he says that?
30 feet.
30 feet? Okay. I cast Fog Cloud.
And at the same time that he casts Fog Cloud, because you're immediately going to do Expeditious Retreat.
Yeah.
Okay. At the same time he does that, I wild shape into a teeny tiny little insect type thing. Like, I don't know, a cockroach or something. Or whatever the Wonder version of is of a cockroach.
Wonderful. Mandrake walks forward and casts Fog Cloud, and as he does, the rogue figure next to the man immediately does the counter spell to eliminate it. And there is a cockroach that sort of scurries off into the crowd with Mandrake sort of standing there with his hands upright.
Well, shit.
You get one. The next one, you don't get. Understood?
I wouldn't be a Mandrake if I didn't try.
You're not a Mandrake. I don't know what you're telling all of these people, but you're not a Mandrake. I knew Mandrake. I knew the original Madigan, and the original Madigan would not be dumb enough to come this close to the Red Keep. Would not be idiotic enough to get this close to me and my men wearing that hat.
If you knew my grandfather, you knew that we do what we like.
He takes a step forward and takes a deep breath in, and he looks to the man that didn't cast counterspell, and the man sort of like peeks out from under the robe. Give me a perception check.
20.
You don't recognize him, but he's old features, older than anybody here by a long time. And he sort of peeks his eyes at you and doesn't say anything, but casts a spell, which you recognize to be message. And the guard stops in his tracks, takes a deep breath in, and walks towards you, smiling broadly. Mandrake. Mandrake, I need you to do a favor for me. Mandrake, do you see up there? Do you see that large castle off in the distance?
I see the Red Keep.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
I see the Red Keep.
Good. Mandrake, do you see all of these doorways leading in to where the Red Keep is?
I do.
I need you to know that if you take one step past the mouth towards the Red Keep, I will kill you after I kill everyone you ever loved. And he gets real close to you and he whispers,
Oh, you've done it now. You fucked up.
Did you understand that, Mandrake?
He was digging in his bag and he stops and says yes.
Good boy. Good boy. What do you know? Madigan, still the lapdogs of the castle, huh? We're done here. He's not the one we're looking for. And he turns around and walks back down the road he came from.
Groom's gonna start like walking up to him like, what the hell was that?
Leave it alone.
Lee.
He stops, turns back, looks at you, and then continues to walk down the street.
You could have done something.
Anybody else walking up to Mandrake?
I'm gonna skitter back and I'm gonna stay nearby.
Okay.
She would know better.
I'm gonna turn and climb to the highest point and just like sit.
Sure. Mandrake sort of climbs up this building and sort of sits by himself and sort of just sits on the top of this building.
I'm bounding next to him.
Give me an...
Because I have those boots that can make me jump like 3 times.
I honestly, yeah, you're fine. You sort of get down on the ground and just full on Hulk jump, like to the top.
Who was that? What was that?
That was the Red Jack. And he actually knows how to hurt me.
Could she have stealthed up, like following him?
Not without a very obvious, like, he jumped, you would have to, like give me an acrobatics check.
Like, yeah, I don't know if she could like take it stairs or anything. Like, stealth her way up through.
You could go inside the building and try to find stairs leading up.
He knows how to hurt you. Do you know how to hurt him?
Not
We
yet.
can hurt him.
Not yet.
Find a way.
First, we need to go see someone I know.
And let's make that our number 1 priority. We'll give him whatever these items are we're looking for, then we'll go straight to that person.
We have one more to get.
Let's get it. No one fucks with us.
Give me a wisdom save. Getting too riled up.
I know. 14.
Alright, you see his claws start to lengthen out. And give me an insight check. You too. Because I imagine you...
Oh, yes. That is a 21.
12.
You don't notice anything different about this. You've heard tell and stories that his people are not meant to be solitary people. From what you've known about Grimm and his people, the sort of pack, they imprint on someone. They imprint on people, on groups of people. So when he threatens to, like, we will get him, and his claws start to come out, you actually sense the sort of adrenaline coming off of him, and you realize that Grimm, for just now, because you're not around, has imprinted on Madigan. He's pack. This is pack.
Careful.
You don't say that.
Huh?
You don't. You're cockroach.
Oh, that's
Are you
right.
not
I'm
a
cockroach. Oh, that's right. I'm not. No, because I'm not going to turn into a cockroach in the middle of the street.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to.
They're up on top of the building right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, I'm a cockroach.
No.
I can skitter up the side of the building,
No.
and I'm gonna go. And so there's nobody around us at this
That's
point.
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna de cockroach. Thank you, Meredith. Yeah, and say, listen, guys, why don't we just get the bowl we need, get back, get the stuff we need, and get out of here? Okay.
We also have to pass out those cards.
Well, they're all shiny and glittery and rainbowy. Why don't we just throw them off the roof?
Actually, okay with that.
Who's throwing the cards?
Being that it's easiest for me to get down and back up, I'll go down, grab them.
I think it's a terrible idea for you to do this because you're the only one of us that's a wanted person right now.
As you're saying this to him, Madigan comes over and there's a group of people looking up that have been looking up. And as they look up at you, there is one moment where a short person sort of walks forward and takes a hat out from his back pocket and puts the hat on. And as he does, 2 more people in the crowd take a hat and put a hat on. And then it's a ripple effect as all of these people start taking hats out from under coats, from under boxes, from under stools, and putting hats on. Until the crowd of people is just staring up, not saying anything. Each one of them putting a hat on and looking up.
Looks like you're kind of popular here.
I knew my name would hold weight. I'm going to take my hat off and bow.
As you do that, everybody starts taking their hats off and going about their business in the marketplace, except for the sort of shorter individual that came forward and bows as well and sort of continues on in his walk in the marketplace.
Cards are still on the ground at the bottom, or we have the cards.
There are no
These
more
three-
cards.
all the cards went. Okay.
I know that I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to jump off of the building and chase after the gnome.
Okay, give me an athletics or acrobatics check, whichever you prefer.
Acrobatics. That would be a 24.
Okay. You guys watch. You're still going to take some damage off this because it's a building, and you guys watch as Mandrake sort of jumps off of this and tries to go full Assassin's Creed into like a little bale of like the hay, but the hay was covering like a box. And it's, oh god, like my back, like. But you don't take that much damage. You actually, I'll roll some damage. But you watch as this sort of small figure disappears into the crowd. Give me a survival check. No, give me a nature check as you sort of try to track this person. I could be convinced of another skill set if you can make the argument. You take 3 points of damage as you sort of like fall off this ground.
What were my choices?
I was gonna say nature as like a tracking skill, but this is more like a cityscape.
If you want help, I can help you. You just have to ask.
He is.
I'm too
He's
far
gone.
away.
Okay.
He jumped off the building impulsively.
Being that it's a cityscape, would you agree with investigation?
Yes, give me investigation.
Not great. 14.
You think
No, 15. Sorry.
You think you see a small shape sort of disappear in an alleyway down the way past the tents and stuff like that. You two have watched, and you two are actually on the same level as him as he jumps off and walks a little bit crookedly, but then takes off towards a shape down.
How far away am I?
Follow.
Follow.
Why don't we work on the bowl while they follow him,
Yeah,
and then we can get this all done with.
I let him just.
You let him go.
Yeah.
Days following. Where
We'll meet back at the shop.
He's not in danger as far as I know. So
Nix and Thoey take off. Look at the bowl. Say, "Hey, we're gonna meet up at the shop." These 3 take off to go after the gnome. Nix and Thoey, let's go to you guys as you guys try to find this bowl.
I mean, it's a bowl of buttons. Couldn't we just make it? I mean, how hard could it be?
I don't know. It would be surprisingly hard to make a bowl.
You would need balloons. You would need time.
I'm thinking we need to find like a sewing type of shop, or possibly a bowl shop, or perhaps there's both. I don't know. I'm looking around for any sort of shop.
Investigation check. As you sort of look around for a button shop, a button bowl.
Ooh, yes. That is 19 plus 2. That's 21.
I've got 21.
Are 2 big investigation people. There's a little bit of bonding as the 2 of you have been the ones that sort of like lead sort of groups and stuff like that. As you're looking around and you're looking around, what, 21?
21.
221s. You're sort of looking around and you're finding button shops, you're finding sewing shops, and you're sort of looking inside, but you're not seeing anything you want until you get to sort of a busy street. But once again, you spot one of those tents that's a little different. This is a very large sign, but Thoey, you take the time to read it, and it said, I have to do this. Hello, sir. Good day, sir. How do you do? We have buttons here. 1 button bowl. Just the 1 button bowl. Good day, sir. If you'd like a button bowl, this is the place to come to. We have the 1 button bowl. Good day, sir. Have a great day. Button bowls by Trevor.
Oh my gosh.
Yay!
Woo!
I think we'll find one in here.
You do?
They
I
pay
think
too much.
that's
I
awfully
there's a good
perceptive
chance.
of you.
I don't want to.
Okay.
Don't want to jinx it. But
Let's go check it out.
You walk in the shop, and it is an opulent shop. There are large Roman columns sort of decorating the shop. There are fountains everywhere. And in the center of this shop is a pedestal surrounded by singing cherubim that seem to be sort of on altars, overlooking this one beautiful
Singular.
button bowl on a pedestal, and a man behind the counter who just smiles and looks around and doesn't say anything as you walk into the shop.
I'm very worried that this may be a very expensive item. This seems like an awful lot for just one bowl.
How recently was the sign painted?
Are you going to walk back out of the shop?
like did it look freshly painted or no? So it's been like this for a while.
Perhaps it's one of those shops that are
Right.
the special magical shop that just has that one item that you happen to need, and it changes from person to person. I mean,
Yeah.
that's logical too, right?
Hopefully.
Okay, so I go up to the gentleman and I say, "Hello, good sir."
Yes!
Yes. I am looking for a button bowl.
Oh, you've come to the right place. We have a button bowl here.
I see.
Just the one. Good day, man.
It's a very nice button bowl. I'm wondering how much you are charging for said button bowl.
Oh, I couldn't sell it. No. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a shop anymore.
I cast charm person.
All right. What is the shape for charm person?
Wisdom of 13.
I'm gonna take a picture of the dice roll.
Oh,
I haven't
God.
touched the dice since I rolled it. You can confirm.
Mm-hmm.
You wanna come over here too?
The judges are reviewing the roll.
I mean, hi.
Where is it?
I really like that button bowl, sir.
I need it.
Oh my gosh.
Nix, there is an odd moment where you've watched as Day has flirted with people to get her way. You watch as Thoe sort of takes her first sort of asthmatic steps towards the man behind the counter, snorting in the process, moving her hair like this and accidentally smacking herself in the face while she does. Well, yes, I do have the button bowl and. Oh my.
I love that button bowl. It's a very nice button bowl.
Yes, it is quite lovely.
It would so make my day if I could just have that button bowl.
Well, I don't know. It's the only thing I have really. I don't have anything I could replace it with.
Well, I mean, I'm sure I have something that could help you. I love the button bowl, and I feel like the button bowl would remind me of you, sir. Kind sir.
Well, we are very, very good friends, you and I.
We are. I mean,
Well-
I want something to remember you by every single day, forever.
All right.
Intense.
What can we replace it with?
Well, I'm trying to think so much about what I possibly have with me that would be a helpful thing to give you to replace it with. What if I possibly wrote you a poem?
A poem.
Yes.
I
And then
do
you
love.
have a poem.
I do so love the written word.
Yes.
What is the word?
Beautiful.
What is the poem?
I take out my notebook and I rip a piece of paper out of it. I go,
Okay. Seductively ripping the paper. Yes.
and I grab my pen and I write, oh my goodness, you've gotten me so flustered, I've even forgotten your name.
Trevor.
Oh, Trevor. It's really hard to rhyme words with Trevor.
That's clever.
No, it's not.
You hear Nick go, no, it's not. Quiet you! She's writing a love poem.
Oh, Trevor, I write. I endeavor, because you're so clever, to make you mine would be divine. Thank you, Trevor.
And Trevor just starts applauding. It was lovely. Here, take the bowl.
Thank you, Trevor.
Of course, anytime.
I'll see you the next time I see you.
And as you walk out of the store, you have the button bowl in your possession, and you watch as the sign magically transforms. Good day, sir. Love poem. We only have the one. Thank you for coming. Only good for a man named Trevor. Good day. Thank you very much for coming in.
Handwritten, nonetheless.
Nonetheless, and you watch as the sign sort of magically transforms above you.
How did that
Well, we have a
work?
button bowl.
Three
You look
minutes for
perplexed.
extra.
Yeah.
Wait a minute! Don't just give away my button ball.
Let's cut back. Let's cut back to the three of you sort of running down an alleyway. You sort of track this thing. You're watching as Mandrake sort of moves his way through the crowd. Just give me plain old dexterity checks. Mandrake has this. All three of you, as you sort of. This is how well you're navigating through this crowd of people.
That's gonna be a 7.
5.
18.
Okay, he gets a little bit of distance on you. You watch as he sort of turns down a particular alleyway, but you two are having trouble sort of navigating. I think it's because she's in a different form, so she's noticing that she's having to pay attention to where people are and her height, and you're concerned for her. You're like, come on, sweetie, Mandrake, so you're taking some time to wait up for her to make sure. Mandrake, you'll have a little bit of time before they're able to catch up with you, but you do see him sort of run forward and dart off to the left.
How far away am I from the dwarf? Or like the
The
I
smaller
think
person. You
The
are
gnome, sorry.
somewhat far away. I'd say you're about 15 feet away from them. They sort of cut through somebody's legs and go down this sort of alleyway in between two sort of tents.
Okay.
And you watch as Mandrake cuts a dash through, and you're catching up to him as we speak. Yeah. You make your way into this alleyway, and
I'm gonna yell out in gnomish.
what do you yell?
By the anvil. I seek audience.
The gnome stops in the alleyway and turns back and looks at you. And it says, there are still some of us that hold true to the old stories. We talked about it. We knew you would come back. We knew you hadn't forgotten about us, that your family would come back when it was the right time. I stayed true. Did you see the hat?
I did.
People, they didn't believe me. But I knew you'd come back.
Do the other gnomes still speak of me?
All the time. All the time.
I have some work to do here, but I need to see them.
I know. I could help. I'm very trustworthy.
Your name?
Bonnet.
On the side here. There are no wards on our house right now, yeah? Okay. There's a home in the forest. You'll sense a great source of magic. Go there.
Could I?
I'm going to take the hat off and lower it.
You guys come around the corner just as you see Mandrake sort of taking the hat off and holding it down to this little gnome, which sort of reaches up and grabs the hat, and the hat doesn't react very strongly. It sort of shifts a little bit, and he reaches back behind him and takes off the hat that was in his back pocket and holds it up, and you watch as the hat sort of eats the hat, and he smiles and he says, "That's why we wear them, you know."
Oh.
No one's gonna believe this.
You can tell them yourself.
They won't believe me. This is for me. And he hands the hat back to you.
Okay. I put it on my head and go to the house. You'll be safe there. We'll meet you there.
He holds a little hand up to where you are, as like to look as if he's shaking it.
I grab his wrist and shake.
There will always be those who prefer the light over the darkness. You taught us that.
Go.
And he looks over at you, and he looks over at you, and he sort of nods his head, and he reaches back behind him and pulls out another hat and places it on and goes running off into the night.
I'm gonna rush it over to Mandrake. Just go forehead to forehead. Are you okay?
We don't have time.
Let's go.
I follow.
Follow. You all head back to the shop, and as you do, you see a very excited Chloe and Nixu are sort of waiting outside of the shop for you. The marketplace is the sun is starting to set on this day as the marketplace sort of begins to shut up shop, and you're seeing different taverns and inns and things start to open and advertise the best drinks here at the mouth, food specials and things of that sort. But Dimitri's tent is still sort of open and available. As you walk in, there is now a table and chair set up in the far corner as a wizened old man who's sort of sitting at the chair, but he's still has his cane sort of out, and it is propped on the ground beside him. The cane is long enough that he can sit in the chair and sort of still maintain his balance, and he sort of sits in the chair. And as you come forward, he sort of smiles broadly at all of you and gives a nod of his head. As he does, you see white in both of the eyes, and he sort of smiles in your general direction, but you're not sure if he's seeing you, and he sort of bows his head. He's more reacting to the sound of you entering the room.
Do we see Dimitri?
Dimitri is behind the counter, and he's spinning the coin, and as you come in, he slams his hand down and says,
Welcome back. So, you have my things.
We do. We got them.
Good.
See, I have the button bowl.
And we have everything else.
Oh, I also have the scale for weighing gold.
We have the ceramic spoon and the coffee cup.
And I pull out the mortar and pestle as well.
you all start placing the objects down, and you watch as Dimitri sort of reverently looks at them with glee and sort of lines them all up and has the items in front of him on the counter.
So how exactly did you get Trevor to part with this bowl?
I was very charming.
You should let others tell you you're charming.
Okay. I'm going to choose to believe this.
I wrote him a poem.
Sweetie, no. How we do it is we flip it backwards, not upwards. That makes your hair look crazy. We'll work on it.
I'm gonna walk through and slam my hand on the counter and say, "How we got it doesn't matter."
You're not wrong, apparently.
I feel like this could be difficult for you. I mean, you're selling us 5 items and you're getting 5 items in exchange. Is this a plan you have to only have about 5 to 7 items in your store at any given time?
Or are you just planning to have all the things you need in order to make a decent breakfast?
I mean, are you questioning my business sense?
Well, then again, we did go to a store that only had 1 item, so you're
This is true.
doing quite
And
well.
now
I
has
suppose.
apparently different item.
What
Yes.
does he make? What does he do? If he doesn't sell the one item, what does he do with his shop? I don't
No, Trevor is...
So,
So,
And there's the explanation.
the way that Trevor works is that he doesn't.
This is fair. So the items, yes, we have them
Yes,
now?
yes,
okay,
yes.
cool. And
So, although this seems to be chipped,
oh, she'll cast mending.
fixes this problem. But also, why exactly did you bring one made of platinum? I'm not complaining, mind you, I'm simply asking.
Oh, you mean the scale?
Duh.
Well,
I'm not complaining, it's just...
I mean, it's probably worth
It's
more,
worth it.
right?
You are
So we
correct.
should probably get a greater discount, correct?
That would be...
Give me a
an
persuasion
idea.
check. Sorry.
Oh.
At advantage. Because I'm a kind and benevolent.
All hail the
Especially since I have a +0 to persuasion.
Yes.
Can I hit on that?
but I got a nat 20.
Nice.
Not even you, Dimitri, can
No.
yeah, like it's a platinum scale and it's worth a lot. Yeah, even you melting this bad boy down, and yeah, next time y'all come in, y'all gonna see some change.
Potential whole building. It's gonna be nice. Brick and mortar.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
Your bag of holding, bag of bricks, you can make it.
Like who? You are not wrong. However, it's kind of gaudy to make out of those. Also time consuming. They're very small. So, who's getting what?
I grab the bag and the contact lenses and say how much.
The bag, I could do for probably 300. The contacts are slightly more rare, probably 800 apiece.
As in each eye or each set?
Each set. Although, if you wanted to give me 4 each eye, I will not complain.
No.
Perfectly fine.
So 300 and how much?
800.
800?
To 1900 total.
Okay. I thought I would help you.
I don't need to see. It's good.
You don't need to see.
The man in the corner chuckles a little bit.
Shut up.
I don't know if there's anything to say after this.
Well, I'll take both.
You hand over 1,100 gold pieces.
Yep.
And you now have the contacts, which are in D&D Beyond. Thank you so much, D&D Beyond. That you can access and add to your inventory immediately. The bag of everything is awesome, is also in there as well. I highly recommend.
Yeah, I feel like that should be going into my pockets, and they're just not.
No.
It's
Anyway,
still
it's all gonna work out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the bird chain.
The birds you did
yes,
not need.
Right. Well, but it would be. I have a friend. I mean, I'm sure it's not worth very much, but I did give you a platinum scale, and that's pretty amazing. So, how much is that?
I could let go for cost, which was about 500 gold.
What if it was a little less, but I wrote you a poem?
Meanwhile.
Is the poem written in gold?
It's written from my heart.
Is your heart gold? And I could have?
I've been told I have a heart of gold. Not in a long time, though.
So 500. Next.
You had
hand over
the
500.
Yes.
All right, that is. You can talk the bird's amulet. There you go.
You had the potion, which had a very curious name of Infernal, the Fkoff potion.
Fuck if I know.
Well, yes.
You sure you speak Infernal?
I would hope so, because that's the only devilish language I would know. So that and the dice, loaded dice.
I just
You said one was for free upon
the chair sunk on me.
upon giving the items that you've agreed upon. You said one was for free and the other one I could
I
purchase.
said one was for free if you gave
Yeah.
out all of my cards. Did you give out my cards?
Of course we did.
Are you sure that you gave out all of my cards?
I gave out some cards. Of course we did. All the cards were given out.
You realize that I can see these cards. And I know that you did not give them out. So now I know you are also lying.
We are a team.
And all the
If
cards were
I
given out.
give out the cards, he gave out the cards.
Then it does not matter if he gets potion or if you do. So here. Enjoy. The dice I also have. They come in this nice metal case. They are 300.
Alright, I'll take the dice.
Okay.
And the potion.
Oh, he actually has. You can talk to him.
I'll talk to you.
We'll talk about that. So.
You have the dice in your possession. They are already loaded on D&D Beyond as well. You can add them to your inventory. They're called Cheater's Dice.
Nice.
These dice, when rolled, you get to control the outcome completely.
Nice.
Like you almost pre-program them to be like, this is what you're rolling. It takes a DC 20 investigation check to discover that the dice are in fact magical and are Cheater's Dice.
Okay.
So, there you go. Is that everything?
So, did you want to buy this?
Yes.
Should around about 1,000 gold.
Oh, sweet, sweet boy. Here's the thing.
Here's the actual thing. You walked out of my shop with it. I should
I
have you brought up
understand this,
the
but
steps.
you never asked for it back.
You cannot buy.
Listen, dear. Here's the thing. I walked out, you never asked for it back. I brought it back. I am willing to give you money. This is something we have already previously stated. With that said, I dragged his butt around all day, had to deal with it.
You also said that you would make sure
Am
that
I
he gave
not
out
talking
the
right now? Do you not hear me talking? Am I not saying words?
You better let her finish. She's
like
tricky.
this.
tricky.
Negotiation.
Not only did I drag his butt around, did our team deliver all your cards? Did we bring you back all your items? But I also had to be face to face with a ghost from my past, and I have a date with a cosplayer on Friday night at 8 p.m. These are the sacrifices I am making for you. Please, can I please just have this brooch for 300 gold?
I'm sorry, for how much?
300.
300 off, I can do. 700. You made this date yourself. You did not make him hand out cards like you were supposed to.
500.
650.
500.
It's a persuasion check.
I would like to.
650. You'd like to do what?
I would like to aid her.
It's too late. She already rolled.
Okay.
Next time before him.
10.
650. Give me an insight check.
Why are you doing this to me? 13.
Yeah, you know what? You've heard of this sort of item before, and you have to imagine that if there was a sort of overruling god character in this world, that even 650 is a super steep markdown from what this sort of magical item would actually cost in any other sort of universe in which a day existed. So you start to feel pretty good about the 650. Out of 13.
It's true. Alright, 650.
Like,
But I do have a request.
do you?
If I should need it, and I need an interesting place to go on Friday, can we borrow your shop for 20 minutes?
Wow.
20 minutes, huh?
20 minutes.
I will do my best.
He would love a place like this. It's an open area. LARPing is a prime thing, guys.
Alright.
Does they know there was?
Everyone has the
There's a
items
persona.
which
Of course she knows
they
this.
did.
I'll go up. Just to see what you have left, just in case I'm interested. Well, what have you got?
What are you looking for?
Well, you only had like 5 items, so
I have a platinum scale.
I don't need that.
I have some
I can
contacts.
afford that. Yeah.
Dimitri
That's fine.
sweeps his hand towards the older gentleman sitting in the corner of the room.
Figure.
This is Griffiths.
Alright.
This is a wizard you would like to talk to.
Fantastic. Thank you. And I'll go over. Hello.
Hello, son.
I don't know if he told you much about why we asked to meet you.
You're supposedly looking for a wizard.
Well, one in particular that could help us out.
This is within my realm.
Alright.
I require a few things.
What kind of things?
Require safe lodging, food, water, and the material components in which to cast.
That's it.
Damn, should I have asked for more?
I've just been ripped off all day, so. That's
He,
perfectly fine.
He holds a hand out. He's not looking at you. He's sort of just
I'll take his hand.
He clasps a hand over yours that is in his hand and says, what languages do you speak?
Common, Dwarvish, Elvish.
That's it?
Yeah.
He has a conversation with you, and you see this sort of, you feel an arcane energy move through your body into his, and he says, in order to find things, you have to know what you're looking for. I have found what I'm looking for. Let me assist you. And you realize that he says this in Common, and then Dwarvish, and then Elvish.
I would appreciate that very much.
And he nods his head solemnly, and places his hands at his side.
We, all we're looking for really is someone to protect our home. And if you're willing to do that, you are free to live there, eat, drink, whatever we have available.
He smiles and shakes his head and says, I will protect it as if it was my own.
One extra thing, if I may be so bold.
Oh God! And he startles as another voice sort of enters the conversation, and sort of looks, or nods his head over towards you. Yes.
There is a gnome headed towards our home.
All right.
Can you assure him safe passage?
I would prefer to have someone else there to see them. But yes, I will assure safe passage. What is the gnome's name?
Bonnet.
Yes, of course. And he nods his head solemnly towards you. And as he does, he sort of, he looks back towards you, but as he does, his hand comes up and taps the hat.
Mm-hmm.
And the hat responds accordingly. It shakes a little bit, but he places the hand down and sort of turns towards you. As he does, he also extends a hand towards where you're standing in the room, and you feel purring coming from you as Mimi starts to purr a little bit in contented sighs, and he smiles a bit and then places a hand back down.
She'll actually pull Mimi out and be like, "Oh, hi! How are you? You're waking up now. That's beautiful."
Yeah, Mimi's like sort of like candlestick, cup, hat, cloak, candlestick. It's just sort of like flittering about. So, all right, lead the way. The five of you sort of leave the shop with, and Dimitri sort of gives a wave as you lead this wizened old man down the streets, back towards the alleyway of which you know the doorknob to open into the basement. Give me perception checks as you leave Dimitri's shop and make your way down the street.
I swear to gosh, if he stole something else.
That's
9.
22.
19.
8.
23.
Who got above a 20? It's the funniest thing. As you guys walk out of the shop and are making your way down the street, there is a figure that starts walking towards the shop. And as they get close to the shop, they make their way towards the tent, and she sort of turns and looks back at you, and her hood falls back a little bit, and EC takes the hood and brings it back up a little bit and gives a wink toward the two of you and goes into the tent. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. Thank you so much, but stick around. If you are still watching, and you have been watching this whole time, we cannot thank you enough, but it is time to choose a winner for our dice giveaway. Come on, give it.
All right, this is your last chance to type it in. If you can type it in.
Last last chance to type in the word shop, S-H-O-P. Type it in one time and one time only, and the winner will get not only that, but they will get the very first, unique, one of its kind, sparkly karma.
So shiny.
You are guaranteed good karma when you have karma.
I love it.
So karma, what is it? Our serpent god, our
Karma, the non-binary serpent god.
karma, the non-binary serpent god.
It's
So
true.
please.
All right, I'm gonna roll it.
You're gonna roll the winner. Choose a winner for us.
5, 4, 3, 2, roll it.
Rainy key.
Rainy key.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in, Rainy Keys. And we please, either private message Indigo Chameleon or private message your good buddy Scribe, and we will get this mailed out to you ASAP. You are the winner of this brand new dice set, courtesy of CritDice.com, who do the Endless Bag of Dice, a dice subscription company that is amazing. For only like $8 a month, they send you a brand new set of dice, and we can get you 25% off your very first order.
Yay.
So, Jay, did you have something to say?
No,
Oh, what
I'm
was
just so
that?
excited. Our little galaxy girl's getting her slow dice.
EBOD is the promo code that you will type in, and Crit Dice will get you that discounted rate for your first month. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please join us Thursday as we cheer on a brand new group of D&D players. Please join us Friday as we support the amazing charity that is the Trevor Project. We cannot encourage you enough, and I lead a group through the Tomb of Horrors. We love you as always. Go find people, be they cosplayers, be them dwarven tiefling cosplayers, be them D&D players, be them just dice aficionados, and go connect. Indigo connect. We love you guys.